Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to Sam and Max Hit the Books. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And we're here to review the comics that came out on the 3rd of July, 2019.
Yes, we are. We're going to kick it right off. Got 8 books here to review today, starting with issue 5 of The Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History by Paul Scheer and Nick Giovanetti, with Nathan Stockman on the art. And this stays true to form in that he is destroying Marvel history.
He's really taking it apart in this issue.
He really takes it apart. And we got some nice old school stuff with some good old school art. And
I did enjoy the Hulk and Avengers bit.
Right, yeah. No, that's a lot of fun. And then there at the end there, I like this whole. The Cosmic Ghost Rider has been running around now, integrating himself so much into Marvel history that he is like the single most important event is the loss of Frank Castle's family.
Right, because besides all of the stuff the Cosmic Ghost Rider did to become Cosmic Ghost Rider,
right,
like all the stuff he's done since in his time travel shenanigans have rendered him so important that even though the Watcher himself is inspired to pull a big, dirty, hairy pistol on him.
That's just a hilarious frame.
I laughed.
Mm-hmm.
I did laugh. It's and we're gonna see who pulled the trigger on who.
Right. Yeah. So I'd say that it stays true to form, but I am getting a little weary of Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm glad it seems to be winding to its finish of this event.
Yeah, I'm sure the next issue is the last one.
Yeah, so I would give this issue a 6.
I'm going to give it a 5. I would give it a 6, except for Captain America and Thor don't really appear in the comic, and he's like using the shield and the hammer on the cover, and that's blatant false advertising.
I know. I do get sick of that false advertising.
Now, speaking of covers that are not false advertising whatsoever, we have the 9th issue of The Green Lantern by Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp, colored by Steve Oliff. Whoa. Let me tell you, bro. The superhero team that's introduced at the beginning of this issue, all these characters with all their crazy names, Grant didn't invent a single one of them.
I didn't think he did.
Yeah, these are all characters from various points of DC history. Oftentimes people who would show up for like one issue in the Silver Age and like challenge Superman for Lois Lane's affections or something along those lines.
Right, one-offs.
But it's great. It's great to get this like crazy team of super beings that seems to be like the universe's Justice League that doesn't really do anything with Earth because Earth's taken care of, but they kind of handle, the galaxy at large since Justice League's very Earth-centric.
Yeah, kind of. They do seem pretty egocentric about their duty, and we'll get to that. We'll save this. Just another day at the office.
Yeah, man.
The best.
They deal with the ultimate threats. Like that is their day-to-day business, is the life and death of entire universes.
Hilarious that they can seem so casual about it all.
And meanwhile, Hal Jordan is doing like a Dungeons and Dragons thing.
I do like the Dungeons and Dragons thing in this. It's very good. There's totally dragons and dungeons and barbarians with axes and whatnot.
Evil wizards.
And beasts.
And animal sidekicks. And how about the sword fight with their green energies? the swords that are larger than the tower that they're standing on.
Yeah, great. It's like a wizard battle.
It's wonderful. It's good action. Of course, the twist is that the wizard he's fighting is the mind-controlled Abin Sur of Earth 20, and is actually another Green Lantern.
Right. Well, at least they're able to save him, not kill him.
And interestingly, the amulet that he pulls off of him, it looks like it has the Black Star logo on it. So
that's true.
Even though it seemed like that plot line may have been over and done with, but seems like we haven't seen the last of the Black Stars.
Oh yeah, nah. Haven't seen the last of them. Probably haven't seen the last of the Luck Dial.
Highly doubt that. How about this dude though?
This little red guy?
No, that's the giant half machine monster anti-lantern.
Oh yeah, that's truly a demon.
Yeah, he's great. He's wonderful. So Terminator.
Yeah, and then the spider arms on the side make him all non-symmetrical. Ooh.
But, bro, Bat Lantern is here.
Yeah, so you know everything's gonna be fine.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna get the all the Green Lanterns of the different universes because Grant is just telling a simple story about space cops in this one. Nothing too big, nothing too epic in this Green Lantern series. Just back to basic space cop stuff, right?
Maybe. All I can say is Green Lantern Batman has Dreadface.
Which is all Batman should, as we've discovered.
Well, unless he's a happy Batman.
So, Green Lantern 9, that's everything you want. It's like almost hard to say too much about it because it's just like awesome page after awesome page.
Right, well, the really good thing about all these Green Lanterns to me is that every issue is taking place in a different place with different things going on.
Right. Yeah, it's very single issue-y. Like, there's definitely a wider plot happening that's being seeded through, but each issue.
The wider plot is not dragging down the week by week.
And this couldn't be any more different from the last issue, which was Green Arrow, Green Lantern versus alien drug dealers.
Right, or the issue before that,
Right.
Green Lantern and his ring broken.
It's just wonderful. It's everything that a comic should be. I'm sad that we're over a third of the way in now.
Dang, what do you give it?
I give this a 9.
Alright, I give it an 8.
I love it.
Yeah, still great. Next up, we got the newest issue of the Goon, issue 3 by Eric Powell and Rachel Cohen.
The Goon!
The Goon. And
Speaking of single issue stories.
boy, was this a fun story. The story of
This might have been the best issue
SETI,
so far.
the Southside Mummy, and yeah, he was mummified. He was like a berserker, you know, small brain, big muscles, and a pharaoh. So he got mummified, of course. And this dude, he finds that mummy,
He gets cursed by
takes the treasure. He gets cursed. The mummy throws out the treasure and then proceeds to ruin his life and make sure he can't have anything he likes.
Right, because the curse is like you will live without any of the things that you enjoy in life.
Nice.
And, like the mummy literally just follows you around and breaks everything you like.
Right, the guy's like, well, at least there's still this cup of tea that's good. And the mummy's just like, no tea. And then he goes and smashes his tea. And then he goes and throws all the tea in the river. I mean, it's pretty funny. He's a bastard. But he starts working for the mob, and that's a funny twist, because he's just like, I love this guy who the mob wants whacked, and the mummy just goes and whacks it, because he's not any smarter as a mummy.
And it's funny, because I remember the tease for this in the last issue, it was the guy saying, like, the Goon is one of my dearest friends, remember? And we were like, oh, I guess this is somebody we're supposed to recognize. And
Right.
but we don't know because we haven't read, the last several issues before this relaunch began. But no, that in itself was that was just the thing. That's just how you trigger the mummy into going after somebody. Is he has to pretend to like him.
He has to pretend. He has to fill his heart with love for this person that he's never met. So he's just like, of course he's like, the Goon. I love the Goon. And the mummy goes after the Goon. And you think the Goon's just going to beat down that mummy. But nah, that mummy is tough. It's a problem for the Goon.
It's definitely an issue.
Yeah, I love when he punches him in the jaw. And it's just like, he just like, and then he turns his head back to glare at him.
The jaw's all loose, swinging everywhere.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell, man? Punch me in the jaw. But these kids, these kids from this orphanage who found this box of cats, and the owner of the orphanage is just like,
go kill these cats.
Yeah, you gotta
bring me proof.
You gotta go drown these cats in the river, or you'll get diseased or something. And the kids don't want to do it. But it ends up being okay, because the cats are the perfect thing to ward off the mummy.
Yeah, the Goon literally throws the box of kittens at the mummy, and then the mummy can't do anything.
Yeah. So this was pure entertainment.
Yeah, I think that this was the most fun issue so far of a series that has been all fun issues.
Right, exactly. I would agree with that. And that's why I give this issue of the Goon an 8.
I think it's an 8 too.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fantastic.
All right, moving on to issue 3 of The Savage Avengers by Jerry Duggan and Mike Diodato. This story continues.
Yeah, that's the way to describe this issue.
This plot is moving so slowly.
Right, we're still in the same place that we started.
We're still in the same place that we started. I do like the bit where the guy's got Wolverine tied up and is using Wolverine to fill his blood pool because Wolverine can just keep regenerating the blood, so he can finish the pool without attracting any other people for sacrifice.
He hit the jackpot.
And
blood.
The symbiote isn't dead. I thought we'd seen the symbiote die, but I guess it was just a little injured, and it's like a total bro symbiote. It was like, I'm not going to let that evil wizard torture anybody.
Yeah,
and,
it's interesting that it didn't just go save itself.
Brother Voodoo's there. Elektra is here now.
I wasn't expecting Elektra.
It's interesting that Elektra's showed up, and we still haven't seen Eddie Brock. I can't believe that they would tease Venom being on this team and then just have it be this symbiote. I'm sure Eddie's still going to show up.
Right. Well, hopefully. He's got to come and take the symbiote from Conan.
But how funny is it that Conan with a symbiote is just Conan with a big symbiote sword? Like, he doesn't have the symbiote cover any of his body, really. It goes part way up his sword arm, and the rest of the symbiote is just big black sword.
Right. Well, it's from like that hole in his chest, I think, to the sword.
I wonder. Yeah,
it's staying in there and healing him.
The art is a bit muddy as far as like how far the symbiote is exactly over on Conan, but that's fine. Conan with the symbiote. I guess this means that Conan gets a symbiote codex, so he gets to be part of Absolute Carnage.
Oh man, hopefully. Is this connected with that? This is actually happening, right?
I'm sure that there will be at least a tie-in issue, but I just thought it was funny because Conan is like one of the characters who wasn't around during Venomized, where like everyone got a symbiote for a second. So they did one on him so that he could be a part of the symbiote shenanigans.
Right, and that's great. Conan with the symbiote, that's hilarious.
But the team fails. And the priest manages to summon the Marrow God, that big nasty demon.
Yeah, that's good.
But the team's all together now. So
finally.
Next issue, except unless Eddie is supposed to actually be a part of this team, and he hasn't even been mentioned or teased.
Yeah, I really hope he is part of the team. Like, if he were to just show up...
He's got to be on it. They would not pull that shit. I can't believe they would pull that much of a bait and switch. He's got to show up.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Venom on the original cover that teased all these characters being together, and they haven't been together until now, finally.
Right. So this is a 5 for me. It's exactly average. I don't hate it, but there's not much to love yet.
Yeah, I'd give it the same.
I feel like there's still potential.
Right, exactly. But it's all potential is the thing. It's just feeding you more potential.
Right. I don't feel any more excited about these characters being together than I did seeing the first cover teased,
Exactly. But we're going to move on to the newest issue of the Terrifics, issue 17. And that's Segova and
Jean Lewin Yang
Yang, yeah. right. This is what did happen. Well, they're in the thing. They're in the stag thing, and we finally find out what's up with all the plagues, because this crazy mind orb that Stag created has become sentient and sapient,
right?
And so it wants out.
And it thinks it's a god?
It does seem to think it's a god. It's like a computer god of some sort. It's even got its minion in the Pixela.
Now, and what are the mouths that are appearing on Metamorpho?
Those... Well, they say they're Mother Earth.
That's right.
The biosphere. So you can have the biosphere versus the new sphere, which is the metal one. That's what it is named itself.
Right.
And I thought that was funny. I doubt that's the whole truth. That
I really
Mother
wonder.
Earth is just speaking to them through the elements. So it has to go for Metamorpho and Element Dog.
It just seems weird that Mother Earth would have such like a weird Looney Tunes like toothy mouth. You know? Like...
It does,
It's weird. And the way it's like, our predator! Like, is Mother Earth just prey? Like... It's weird. I don't know.
Mother Earth is prey to technology. More technology comes and less Mother... Well, I don't stand by that philosophy. I hope that's not where it's going.
Is this comic, like, much deeper than I'm giving it credit for? Are there, like, levels here that I'm just not kenning, and it's causing me to kind of glaze over a bit?
Possibly. I like what's going on. But it better resolve itself in a comprehensive way eventually.
Yeah, I mean, after the tease of the first issue of this arc with the God computer thing, it's all ended up being a little bit mundane since.
Right, because it's the God computer, but then it's a video game, and then it's, nothing really to worry about. You can buy back your life.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, is it really seemed like they were setting it up to be a little bit more of like they were going to go on a video game quest, maybe have to go through some levels, like travel around video game style.
They got one dungeon.
Right, then even that is barely a dungeon. They're more like boss rush rooms where you sit in a room and the stuff changes and comes to you.
Right. You get a couple of shady merchants. Fairly good points. Overall, I'd give it a 6. Just slightly above average.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 6 as well. I think that's right. Next up, issue 20 of The Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett.
20 issues in.
And every one of them is a banger.
Oh, man. Still going so strong. We thought we were done in hell. We're back in hell.
We're back in hell. And he never left hell, supposedly, maybe.
Maybe.
It's all very unclear what exactly is happening in the inner landscape or in hell or wherever that part of the storyline is taking place.
Well, what I took from it is that Hulk personalities and Banner personalities, they're swapped, so whichever one's in control is in control of the body, and the others are in hell. And then when they get out of there, Banner always forgets that he was in hell for any amount of time.
Interesting. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it does definitely seem like whatever's happening there is happening on some sort of weird metatextual level.
My God, what if hell is actually just inside the Hulk?
The entire dimension is located within this green Goliath?
Yeah.
Interesting.
No wonder he's so strong. You can just pull more out.
And speaking of pulling out, isn't it great when he pulls Rick Jones out of the Abomination in this?
Yes.
Like, we'll see if this kills you. Oh, well, that didn't quite, so Rick Jones is looking pretty bad, but...
Yeah, doesn't seem like as much of a hard reset as the Hulk got from getting his heart torn out.
Which, yeah, that's very interesting, because it's funny how the Hulk was so messed up on the last page of the previous issue, and then you don't even see the regeneration in this. It's just like immediate splash page, Hulk's back together, he just needs to put his heart back in his chest.
Right.
Now, that's the thing, right? Because he talks to the heart as if the heart is where Banner is, while it's outside of his body.
Oh, man, the entire dimension, it's right in there.
The heart at least contains the portal to hell, which you can get to through the green door.
Right. So the green door, and it's both micro inside the heart and macro when it comes out into the world because it's just so powerful.
And what's this happening at the end? Is this also happening in the hellscape, or is this like the far future end of time where Banner is emaciated and dying, but he still can't die because he's Banner and like he's meeting an angel instead of a demon? What is happening?
What is this? I have no idea what this was.
I don't think we're supposed to know yet, but damn, what a tease.
Right?
What is happening in this book?
It's insane.
Metatron. I want to say that's like the highest angelic form, or it's like an angel from the Kabbalah or something. The opposite of the devil thing that they've been talking about. There's some interesting things going on here.
There really are.
There's some occult things happening here, I think. I think Al Ewing is taking us on a little bit of a magical journey. And it just happens to be an action-packed magical journey filled with monsters duking it out. And it is wonderful to read every issue.
Yeah, I love it.
I think this is a 9.
I'd also give it a 9. Best of the week, for sure.
I hope it wins the Eisner. It deserves it.
It does deserve it. It's cool to look at that cover and see that it's nominated.
Yeah.
I mean, that was nice. It totally deserves it. But we're going to move on to Tom King's Superman Up in the Sky. Andy Kubert is on the penciler in this one.
Legendary Andy Kubert. This is actually the Walmart series that was coming out in the giant Walmart specials they've been putting out for a while. They've I guess this is 3 of them is equivalent to 1 issue. So this is how they're gonna sell us the story.
Huh.
But it's interesting.
It is interesting. There's the whole subplot of Superman doesn't want to leave Earth to find this abducted child, because if he leaves Earth for any amount of time, he won't be able to catch people from jumping off of buildings. And then, so while he's gone, a kid jumps off a building, and boo-hoo, that's sad.
Right, a kid jumps off a building pretending to fly like Superman. Which that's such a dark, weird thing to put in a Superman comic.
It really is. I guess Superman might see all this through this machine that he that he commandeers with this crazy dude. And they're like, yeah, this machine, it can sense what you're looking for,
right,
which is everywhere, but you need a specific amount of this thing. But if you use this machine, you will die. And Superman's like, do it. And it's like, goodbye, Superman. Which is hilarious. And yeah, Superman sees everything, I guess, for a little while, but luckily manages to find out where the girl is by happenstance before the machine actually kills him.
Right. As he's translating this pulse that's being interpreted as some of his own memories and some things that he doesn't actually remember happening but did happen.
Right. Yeah, it's like a crazy see everything and yourself type experience. And that's fun. He finds this little girl and he's gonna go find her. It was an alright comic.
It was weird, man. It was weird as hell.
It was weird as hell, but you know, I liked that, you know, it's trying to say something bigger than what's happening in the comics. Not sure what that is yet, but you know, it's not what I'm used to from King.
I don't like the idea of Superman being afraid of anything, and this whole issue is based on the idea that Superman's afraid, as you said, to leave Earth to go and save somebody.
Right. Well, that always doesn't seem right, because we know that when Superman leaves Earth, he's not leaving Earth unprotected.
Yeah.
He's got friends.
Exactly. You can't ask Supergirl to keep an extra eye on things.
Or John. I mean, John can, you know, he'd be able to sense that kid who's going to jump off the roof like Superman. He's telepathic.
He'd be able to sense it before it actually happened.
Yeah, exactly. So he'd be okay.
The art is fantastic. Andy Kubert really knocking it out of the park on the illustration, I thought. Superman himself looks pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah. It looks fantastic all the way through.
What do you give it?
I give it a 6. That was alright. I'm interested to read another.
Alright, we'll get the next one, but yeah, I'll give it a 5 on the art, and that it isn't as bad as I think Tom King could have made it. But still, the thing with the kid killing himself, that's so dark for a Superman book that you're writing for a Walmart, like general audiences, appeal to everybody, people who don't usually read comics type dealy.
That is definitely too dark for that type of thing.
Alright, moving on to issue 27 of Justice League by James Tynion IV and, what is it, Javier Fernandez, I can never remember this guy's name. Sam Vamp. It is Javier Fernandez. Alright, so this issue, it is revealed that the Lionel Luthor that attacked John is actually Amazo.
Yes.
Which is rough. Amazo, man. Amazo's a tough enemy to fight. But all of the John Jones stuff is kind of boring. What's interesting is all of the cosmic stuff happening, because they have tracked down the Monitor.
Oh, yeah.
Good old Monitor. And they put Monitor on the Justice League. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now they got 2 of those guys.
So yeah, they've got the 2 children of Perpetua. They're going to have to go and find the Anti-Monitor on Quard, the third brother, where I'm sure he's going to be a little less amenable to joining the Justice League.
He's got anti in his name. So.
Yeah, I mean, he is the ultimate villain, so it's rough. But yeah, the John plot is all this like lead up for exactly what Lex's plan is. Man, 27 issues in, and Lex is just Mr. like, oh, so many plans. I got all these plans, and you're not going to know what they are, but I got them.
Lexi.
We're going to tease like we're going to have everything revealed next issue, but we'll probably just reveal one thing and continue to have a lot in the dark.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good. The art's okay. Fernandez isn't as good as main guy on the book.
Yeah,
but
definitely feels like a house style.
But I mean, the plot's moving forward a little more than it usually does in the tiny and only issues, and I had a pretty good time. I'd give it a 6.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6 as well. I always enjoy Tiny, even if it's just a recap, like usual.
Right. So that's it for the week. Thanks everybody for listening to us talk about comics. We'll be back next week with even more comic reviews.
Hope you all had fun.